This May marks 5 years since the events that led to the death of Broadwater County Sheriff's Office Deputy Mason Moore. Marshal Barrus, Lloyd Barrus' son, fatally shot Deputy Moore on May 16, 2017. Now, in June of 2018, more than a year after being taken into custody, Judge Kathy Seeley ordered Barrus committed after he was found unfit to stand trial. Doctors had diagnosed Barrus with a number of mental disorders. Now, in December of 2018, in an effort to get Barrus to a point where he could stand trial, the state went back to court to determine if he could forcibly be medicated. Now, in May of 2019, almost 2 years after Deputy Moore's killing, Judge Seeley ordered Barrus to comply with treatment. Doctors said in September of 2020, treatment had gotten Barrus to a point where he could stand trial, and Judge Seeley ruled a trial could proceed. That trial was ordered to be moved to Butte in October 2020, but it took almost a year before the case went before a jury. On September 21st of last year, Barrus was found guilty of deliberate homicide by accountability and other felonies. But there were still unanswered questions, including where Barrus would serve time. Judge Seeley took up that issue at a 2-day hearing in January and ruled in March that when Barrus is sentenced, he would serve his time with the Department of Corrections rather than at the state hospital. Finally, today, MTN's Jonathan Ambarian was in the courtroom as Judge Seeley handed down 3 life sentences without parole for Lloyd Barrus.
Friday was an emotional day in the courtroom as Deputy Mason Moore's family and his fellow officers spoke about the impact of his death, and Lloyd Barrus himself addressed what happened before Judge Kathy Seeley made her ruling.
It's been a long 5 years for patiently waiting for the state to arrive.
Prosecutors, along with Moore's family and friends, argued Barrus should receive life in prison without the chance for parole for his role in Moore's death and the attempted homicide of other officers.
Give them peace by knowing that the evil that took Mason away from them will be locked away from society forever. Give them comfort in knowing that they will never have to return to testify in a parole hearing or court hearing again.
Broadwater County Attorney Corey Swanson, who is on a leave of absence to serve a National Guard deployment, pointed to an incident years ago when Barrus was involved in another standoff with law enforcement.
I don't ever want another family, another agency to ask, how did this man get out of prison? Because if he does, he will do this again.
Mason Moore's brother expressed anger toward Barrus. Finally, Moore's wife Jody spoke about the effect his loss has had.
The physical, mental, and emotional toll this has taken on us is immeasurable. None of this is okay. There's no excuse, no reason, no explanation, none.
She also read a letter that her husband had left for her in case of his death.
I love you now and always. Your loving husband. This is the man that you took from us. You robbed me of being able to spend the rest of my life with him.
Barrus himself addressed the court Friday, expressing regret but not an explanation for his actions.
I'm truly sorry for the loss of, for the Moore family's loss.
His attorneys again asked that he be sentenced to the Montana State Hospital instead of prison, saying it's undisputed he suffers from a mental illness and that he needs to be kept in a therapeutic setting.
We've heard talk about him being evil. Mr. Barrus is seriously mentally ill, and as a result of that, should be, in spite of what he has done, be treated humanely.
But Judge Kathy Seeley, who previously ruled Barrus was able to understand the criminality of his actions despite his illness, rejected that argument and sentenced him to 3 life sentences in prison without the possibility of parole.
He never, in his rendition of what occurred on that night, has cited fears or delusions. He has cited helping his son and that his son wanted to avoid a charge of attempted murder.
Barrus will be taken to the Lewis and Clark County Detention Center Friday evening before being transferred to prison on Saturday. In Townsend, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.
Broadwater County Deputy Mason Moore was on patrol the night he was killed. Moore was a 42-year-old father of 3 and a 3-year veteran of the Broadwater County Sheriff's Office. Following his death, his wife Jody created the Mason Moore Foundation. The foundation shows love and support for law enforcement agencies in Montana by educating the public and state and local leaders on ways they can support law enforcement. It also provides grants to support programs or purchase special equipment that might not normally be available to law enforcement agencies. Since 2019, the Mason Moore Foundation has awarded more than $126,000 to 31 different agencies across the state.